Bill knew that the villagers had complained about the water's lack of cleanliness. Bill also announced that he could supply the village with water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Ed could only deliver water on weekdays because he didn't want to work on weekends. Then, Bill announced that he would charge 75% less than Ed did for this higher quality, more reliable water. The villagers cheered and immediately ran for the faucet at the end of Bill's pipeline. In order to compete, Ed immediately lowered his rates by 75%, bought 2 more buckets, added covers to his buckets, and began hauling 4 buckets each trip. In order to provide better service, he hired his 2 sons to give him a hand on the night shift and on weekends. When his boys went off to college, he said to them, "Hurry back, because someday this business will belong to you." For some reason, his 2 sons never returned. Eventually, Ed had employees and union problems. The union demanded higher wages and better benefits, and wanted its members to only haul 1 bucket at a time. Meanwhile, Bill realized that if this village needed water, then other villages must need water too. He rewrote his business plan and went off to sell his high-speed, high-volume, low-cost, clean water delivery system to villages throughout the world. He only makes a penny per bucket of water delivered, but he delivers billions of buckets of water every day. Whether he works or not, billions of people consume billions of buckets of water, and all that money pours into his bank account. Bill developed a pipeline to deliver money to himself, as well as water to the villages. Bill lived happily ever after. Ed worked hard for the rest of his life and had financial problems forever after. The end. That story about Bill and Ed has guided me for years. It has assisted me in my life's decision-making process. I often ask myself, am I building a pipeline or hauling buckets? Am I working hard or am I working smart? And the answers to those questions have made me financially free. That is what this book is about. It's about what it takes to become a B and an I. It's for people who are tired of hauling buckets and are ready to build pipelines for cash to flow into their pockets. This book is divided into 3 parts. Part 1. The first part of this book focuses on the core differences between people in the 4 quadrants. It shows why certain people gravitate to certain quadrants and often get stuck there without realizing it. It will help you identify where you are today in the quadrant and where you want to be in 5 years. Part 2. The second part of this book is about personal change. It's more about what you have to be instead of what you have to do. Part 3. The third part of this book explains how to find success on the right side of the cash flow quadrant. I will share more of my Rich Dad's secrets on the skills required to be a successful B and I. It will help you choose your own path to financial freedom. Throughout Rich Dad's cash flow quadrant, I continue to stress the importance of financial intelligence. If you want to operate on the right side, the B and I quadrant side, you must be smarter than if you choose to stay on the left side, the E and S quadrant side. To be a B or I, you must be able to control the direction of your cash flow. This book is written for people who are ready to make change